Hey, my fellow addicts, what is up? Welcome back to the channel. We are continuing our top 100 today, and we are doing 69 through 60. We just got done with 79 through 70, and we continue on as we try to get to the top 50. Now, even though we're in the 60s, I know a lot of you might think, 60s, these aren't great golf balls. We have pretty much gotten rid of all the, the terrible and the bad and and we're starting to move in a pattern where, yes, these golf balls may have faults. They may not be perfect, but they still somewhat have a recommendation and they have a purpose for some type of player. And there's a variety of different reasons for that. So we're starting to move into this positive light, which I really like. So let's dive in. I'm really excited. All right, guys, I want to touch on something real quick. A lot of you have shown a lot of love and support, but one question I've been getting recently is, Nick, you respond to all of our comments, you respond to our emails, you have a family, you have 2 little kids, a part-time job, you create great golf ball content. Where do you find time to do all this? How do you handle it? Well, most of the time, I'll be honest with you, I just don't sleep. That's the easiest way to do it, is I just don't sleep. But there is a product that has helped me out tremendously recently, and I have to highlight them, and that is Magic Mind. I got to give a lot of credit to this company. What this is, I don't know the jargon, you'll have to excuse me, but this is an energy drink supplement that is made from matcha green tea, opposed to, like a normal caffeine, like a coffee. I love coffee, don't get me wrong, but the thing with coffee is it's very jittery. Sometimes my engine's revving and the wheels just aren't keeping up. This is calm, subtle energy. It increases my focus, it eliminates my brain fog, and what I've really noticed about it is that it allows me just to be able to create content, be more focused, be more efficient, and handle business at home. And if you'll notice, that's why I've been able to keep up on content so much. It's really changed my day-to-day and allowed me to use my time more efficiently. I love that there's 12 natural ingredients. I can read them, I can pronounce them, I can look them up. I'm just not a pharmaceutical guy. You can call me Mr. Tin Hat Man, but I don't like taking pills. I don't like taking, like supplements from pills. I don't know what's in them. And that's why when Magic Mind first reached out, I was like, I don't know. I got a lot going on. I just don't think it's for me. But they kept pushing. They were like, hey, we really think it can help you. Like, we think it can help. It's helped a lot of other content creators. It's helped a lot of normal people. It's helped athletes. We think it might help you. And I was like, you know what? Okay, sure, finally. They wore me down. And I am so, so thankful they did. I appreciate you, Magic Mind, because this product has changed my day-to-day in so many ways. And the reality is, you can just shoot it if you want. You can pour it over like some oat milk or regular milk or whatever and drink it that way. You can drink it however you want. But me, just like on the liquor, just like with liquor when I'm on the golf course, I just prefer to shoot it. I don't need a chaser for this though. That's a little bonus. All right, let's get into 69 through 60, okay? So again, these are golf balls that have some type of positivity to them in some way, right? Maybe they're not the best golf ball you've ever hit. Maybe some of them aren't for my swing speed, but there's definitely gonna be a recommendation in here somewhere. So let's get right into it. At number 69, we have the Snell 2.0. Now, I'm glad we're starting out with this. I really am, because the Snell 2.0 is a great example of a golf ball that I can use as a combat when people come at me like they did with some of the previous videos and say, hey, Nick, your swing speed isn't right for the Super Soft or the Srixon Saw feel or the TaylorMade Noodle or any of that. Like, your swing speed, you shouldn't be reviewing them because, look, I understand where you guys are coming from on that, but the reality is I overcompress them. They're for the 70 to 80 swing crowd, the 80 to 85 swing crowd. I swing faster than that. It just doesn't work. I get that. But here's the reality. If you're a Super Soft player, I recommend you try the Snell 2.0. It is a 2-piece soft, very for slow swingers golf ball with a urethane cover. It spins really well. It holds a green very well. It sticks to greens way better than a conventional Iomet or Surlyn blend. And it's the same price as the Callaway Super Soft. And see, that's what you got to remember about this list, right? Is I know some of you just see a golf ball you like and it's low and you're like, what the heck, man, this isn't, but you got to understand there's a method to this madness. I test these golf balls and I rank them accordingly. I spend a lot of time on this, and this is why. So if you're a Callaway Super Soft player, if you're a TaylorMade Noodle player, any of that, and you like the soft, squishy, super slow, 70 to 80 mile an hour, and you want a golf ball that increases your distance, has amazing forgiveness, also can bite the green. I mean, there's only a couple golf balls on the market that are two-piece and have a urethane cover, and the Snell 2.0 is one of them. So absolutely. And I know that Snell got in trouble for the durability this year. There's a lot of you that are iffy on that. I did not really have that many issues with the 2.0. It's not perfect by any means, but it should get you close to a round for sure. And the reality is, it's going to be way better. You know, $25 versus $25 versus urethane cover versus non-urethane cover, you're getting more value. And you might say, okay, Nick, well then why is it so low on the list? Well, again, I overcompressed it. I didn't get good numbers with it because I'm swinging too fast. It is meant for the slow swing crowd. So unfortunately, the performance numbers on my end are low. I don't get a lot. But I encourage all of you who play those other golf balls that you saw and you didn't agree with, try the 2.0. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. At number 68, we have the Brunch golf ball. Now, as you guys know, this is one of my favorite companies. Unfortunately, it's kind of like the Penfold Hearts, right? It's not for my swing speed, it's for faster swing speeds, and even though I don't get great numbers with it, I don't get bad numbers with it. They're all average across the board, but there are some things I like. One, you know, small business, direct-to-consumer company, they really advertise the loosey-goosey, you know, just t-shirt, hit a golf club with one arm, you know what I'm saying, you drink a beer in one arm, hit the golf ball with the other. You feel me, you know what I mean? It's a California-based company. That's how it looks. That's how it feels. It's cool. Their golf balls have funny sayings on them like spank me, don't hit me into the wall, all kinds of funny things. It's a really youthful movement, and I like what they do. It's a unique logo. They've done a lot of things really well that a lot of other direct-to-consumer companies don't do well. Like they cover the things that they stand out. They're unique. They make a solid product. They have a good value. You know, their price point is $40 for 16 golf balls for, I think it's a three-piece urethane. Yeah, three-piece urethane. Amazing golf ball. So why don't I get better numbers with it? Well, it falls into the other side of the spectrum, right? We were talking about all these super soft models. This one's firmer. This one really tried to imitate the Pro V1. And like I've said in previous videos, when you try to imitate the Pro V1, you pretty much fall flat on your face. But I will give Brunch Golf some credit. They have created the closest thing I've seen so far. Like they have actually gotten it to feel not similar, but pretty close, and the performance doesn't completely just bomb. It's just pretty good. But again, it's for the faster swing market. So you need to be swinging the club fast. It needs to be the warmer months. It's not a winter ball. So that's kind of what propels it down. There's a couple things there. But the reality is, if you're a faster swinger and you're looking for some value and you're more of a younger guy, you like this youth movement, you want to support some small business, check them out. They're a cool company. They got cool t-shirts and stuff. I like them. The owner's real nice. At number 67, we have the Srixon Soft Feel. Look, I won't touch on this a lot. This falls into the same category the Super Soft does and all that stuff. I did get better numbers with the Srixon Soft Feel. Again, it's one of those that I recommend trying. What we're going to do in 2025 is we are going to test all of these super soft golf balls and kind of compare them and do like a battle bracket and see which ones are the best. That'll kind of help narrow this down. But it falls in the same category that all the other ones have. It's really, really soft. I overcompress it, you know, so maybe it's good for some of you that swing really slow, but I didn't get good numbers. It has a decent value at $22 a dozen, but again, if you're spending $22 on them, I would recommend the Snell 2.0 and try to get that with that urethane cover. Maybe you'll like it, maybe you won't. I don't know, but I definitely think it's worth a shot. But again, they don't come in a lot of different designs. I know they make them in like a matte and stuff, and that's cool. It gets a little bonus there. That's probably what got it into the 60s. At number 66, we have All right, big surprise here. A lot of you are going to be surprised by the Maxfli Tour being here. And so let's talk about it. Why did it get so low, right? Well, let's talk about some of the good things it does, okay? Its value is incredible. A tour-like golf ball that is backed by professionals, backed by big companies like, you know, My Golf Spy. They love it. They absolutely love the Maxfli series. $35 a dozen is a pretty incredible value. It just is. You only have to buy 2 of them. And then if you buy them in the 4-pack, I think it's even cheaper. I think it's like $30 a dozen. So the value is just incredible. You know, they're at a box store, they're owned by Dick's, Golf Galaxy. You can go to one of those and just purchase them. That's incredible. I love what they do with the design of their golf balls. They look and feel premium. They came out with an alignment tool this year, and even though it wasn't good, look, sometimes not everything can be perfect. You know what I mean? You came out with an alignment tool, you tried it, it wasn't great, so they pulled it back. This year they have a newer one. It looks a little bit better. We'll touch more on that in the upcoming months, but they tried something and it just failed, right? That's okay. Remember, it's like I said a couple videos ago, making a mistake doesn't alter you. Doubling down on a mistake does. Maxfly is not about that. They always change their models. They always come out with new ones. They fix their mistakes, and they're doing a fantastic job. So I like all that. That part they're doing really, really well on. But when it comes to the Maxfly and the Maxfly X specifically, those are tour golf balls. And what I mean by that is they are for professionals. They are very bendable. They are firm. They are not so forgiving. I mean, now don't get me wrong, is the ceiling for those golf balls really high? You betcha they are. I mean, seriously, I've seen some robotic tests that had Maxfly rated extremely high, especially the X model when it comes to distance, right? But from an average swinger perspective, I lost distance every single club. And so I don't recommend it for 95-mile-per-hour swingers. I just don't. That's where the Maxfly Tour S comes in. It's a lot softer, a lot more squishier. And that golf ball, for me personally, is a rocket. And I love it. Maxfly Tour, on the other hand, it's just too firm. Now, if you're someone who is a really good golfer and you swing really fast, you're near scratch, and you're thinking, I'm tired of paying these Pro V1 prices, the Maxfly is probably the first golf ball you go to, and probably for a good reason, and I definitely recommend it for that. But again, if you're a slow swinger, if you're an average swinger, you're just not going to compress it enough to get exactly what you need. You're not going to get 100% of it. And so I would recommend the Tour S for any of you who swing 95 or lower. 100 to 105, maybe we can talk about the Maxfly Tour, but until then, unfortunately, it's not as good as I would want it to be. But keep in mind, Maxfly also makes a soft fly, a straight fly, a tri fly. Those are for a little bit slower swingers, and if you haven't noticed, they haven't come up on this list yet, which means they're higher. At number 65, we have the Wilson Duo Optics. Okay, so again, another super soft golf ball. There's a lot of them. I can't wait to do this test. But here's something I really like about the Wilson, Duo Optics, Duo Soft Plus, all those golf balls. They are the softest compression golf ball in the world. A lot of them are at 29 compression. That's insanely soft. Now, obviously, because of that, I overcompress it. But here's the reality, right? You're looking for a good winter ball. I can't think of anything better than a 29 compression golf ball. Like, that'd be pretty incredible. But what I also like about the Duo Optics specifically is, even though I lost distance pretty much across the board with every club, what I like about them is they come in a variety of different colors. They come in matte, and they're easy to see. Like, this is a lot of golf balls for you guys out there who probably are seniors. I mean, that's not a bad thing, but you're seniors, right? You don't see your golf ball very well. You need high visibility. You need something really low compression to give you some forgiveness. There's no better golf ball for those two things than this one right here. It covers both of them, and it just covers them both perfectly. You know what I mean? It's extremely soft, the feel's great, but unfortunately, as a 95 swinger, I overcompressed the living crap out of it and just couldn't get any numbers that got it higher. But I still recommend it if you like those slower golf balls. We'll see how it does when it comes to our battle this year of the super soft golf balls. Battle of the super, I need a cool name. Someone come up with a cool name for that. Battle of the super softs. I don't know. At number 64, we have the Callaway ERC. So the new model of the ERC this year did impress me more than the previous model. That's the good thing. And then also, the numbers aren't fantastic by any means, but they're not bad. This falls into a completely average performance across the board. The main problem is there's just nothing eye-popping. There's nothing I look at across all the numbers and go, oh, wow, that's incredible. And I just, it just ends up being okay, but that's not bad. So that's a good thing. I love the designs of them. I love how they did this new alignment tool, with the red and blue, and it's like 2 lines. That's really cool. I actually like that way more than I thought I would. And then, really it spins fine. It kind of checks a lot of boxes. It doesn't check them with aggression, like, yeah, but it just checks them like, yeah, it does that. Yeah, sure. But here's the main problem that Callaway's run into. One, durability. Callaway for years now has been experimenting with this proprietary blend, cover that they've been trying to, I don't know if it's to save money. I don't know if it's just to be ahead of the curve. But look, it's time to stop. You know, it just is. Like, they've been trying this for a few years, and the durability of their balls, I swear, gets worse every single year. And that's the problem I ran into with the ERC. I did not have good durability with it. It doesn't last a whole round, so that definitely knocked it down a little. And really what I want to see from Callaway is Callaway has just lost its explosiveness, right? Because the Callaway Chrome Soft last year was a top 10 golf ball. And that's because when you hit it, it was 70s compression, and it just off the club, just so much explosive power. You know, you just, you know, and you felt that. I just don't get that with the ERC. You know, it just feels okay. You know, it just feels like it comes off the club okay. It's not slow motion. It's not, you know, it's just okay. Same thing with the Chrome Soft. You know, they firmed all this up. I just want to see them get back to explosive distance and explosive eye-popping numbers. I want their durability to be better, but unfortunately that's not the case here. Reality is, if durability is a little bit better on this golf ball and it has, I don't know, a couple more yards, we're looking at a top 20, 30 golf ball, but because not, that's where it falls into. And the value, it's okay. You know what I mean? It's like, I think 42 a dozen now, or 40 a dozen now or something. And that's not bad, but it doesn't, you know, for 40 a dozen you can get Vice. And have you seen Vice on this list yet? No, you haven't. That's why. And number 63 we have the Encore Vero X1. Now, this is one that I'll be completely upfront with you. I need to take another look at in 2025 because the Encore Vero X2, excuse me, is one of my favorite golf balls. You will see that really high up on this list. But after going back and kind of really looking at the numbers and comparing them, they're actually pretty close. And I'm sitting here thinking, well, why did I have the X1 rated so low? I'll be real with you. It's the driver performance. You know, on one of the golf balls, the X2, the driver performance, one of the best ever tested, record-breaking, that kind of thing. The X1, record-breaking, but in the bad way, like, you know, lowest distance. Like, I mean, seriously, it's night and day. It's insane. That could have been me. That could have been a fault because the numbers with the rest of the clubs are pretty decent, but I definitely need to go back and do a retest. So the reality is this golf ball bad? No, this is a good golf ball. Encore, I wish the price point wasn't $40 a dozen because, again, when you have a direct-to-consumer company that essentially, what Encore does is they offer a membership. It's not like you buy in bulk like with Vice and you get them for cheaper. You can join their membership and then you can get them cheaper that way. It's a different way of doing it. It works out, but the reality is if you want to try out these golf balls, you're looking at like 50 bucks. You know, you're looking at $40 plus shipping, almost 50 bucks. That's a tough sell for a direct-to-consumer company that nobody's ever heard of. Now, they do offer a trial pack most of the time. That's the way to go. So value is just okay for being a direct-to-consumer. I wish it was a little better. But the performance is good for the most part, other than the driver. We'll retouch on that. Design, not bad, could be better. And again, you're seeing a lot of this, and unfortunately, a lot of this when we have so many good golf balls, that's what propels you down. But keep in mind, just like I said with previous balls, if this driver performance was even half of what the Vero X2 was, we're looking at a top 30, top 40 golf ball. So even though it's in the 60s, if you've used it or if you're thinking about using it, don't be weary of it. You know, we're going to take another look at it in 2025 and we'll see if anything's a little bit different. At number 62, we have the Top Flight XL Distance. Now, this is interesting, right? Because many of you, the first question you ask might be, okay, is this the new version or the old version? It's the new version. I have not come out with a review for it yet, but I have tested it, which is good. Here's the reality. I won't touch too much on the numbers because I don't want to give them away, but they softened this golf ball up. Like, a lot of you remember from the 90s, they were hard as a rock. In the 2000s, they were pretty rockish. 2010s, they were gravel-ish, you know? I mean, they were getting there. They have completely changed that. It is a soft, squishy, super soft type golf ball now. Like, there is no rock to this golf ball at all. I was over-compressing the crap out of it. It had no feeling, no responsiveness, I couldn't tell where I was hitting it. I couldn't tell if it was off the toe because it's just that soft. So the reality is this golf ball now falls into that category of the super soft, the Snell 2.0, and the ones we were just talking about. And you might say, okay, well, why is this one higher, Nick? Well, I'll be real with you. It really comes down to the value. You can get two of these for, I think, $15, 2 for 15, 2 for 20 or something. You get them for like under $10 a dozen if you buy them right. I mean, you can get these golf balls basically for 50, 60 cents a piece if you play your cards right. It's hard to beat that. Like, that's an amazing value for new golfers, beginners, super seniors. You don't want to lose a lot. You don't want to lose a lot of money, or you're a casual player. Like, that's enough to get it to propel. I also love what they did with their alignment tool, having, you know, the perpendicular line and the parallel line, just because what you do with that is now you can line your face up to it, and it has helped me a lot. But there's a lot of good things to love about this new line from Top Flight. They did a really good job, but that's what made this golf ball a little higher, was just that price point's insane. I mean, you can try them, and who cares? You waste 10 bucks trying them, who cares? At number 61, we have the Zero Friction Spectra. I always forget. Good golf ball, really good price point. You can get them in most Walmarts, things like that. You know, some of them are eco-friendly and all that stuff. I don't know about that, but here's what I do know. The golf ball, for the most part, performs okay. You know, the irons are really I'm not a big fan of the feel. I'm not a big fan of the responsiveness. What really gives this ball a lot of credit is the driver performance. It absolutely was long, straight, far, zoom, baby, with the driver. Some of the best numbers I've gotten from it. I love hitting it. You know, if I end up finding any of these, or I had some left over from the testing, I would just use them for driving. When we're in our scramble group, I'd be like, listen, guys, I'm about to really wind up, you know, Mickey Mouse style, where they twist over and over and over, and then boom, and hit it. And that's the golf ball I use, because again, really straight, really long, and I love that. So it does get some love being up here almost in the 50s and the low 60s, but that's really about it. Other than that, there's just so many two-piece distance golf balls, and especially some on this list you're going to see really high up, that I just wish the other numbers would be better. If it had a better 9, 7, 5 across the board performance, maybe a little better durability, just a little, not a lot, but a little, you know, yeah, you're looking at a top 30 golf ball, but that's why it fell. And at number 60, we have the Bridgestone E6. And listen, the E6 is not a bad golf ball. I recommend it. A lot of people ask, hey, I play the E6. Do you have anything to say about that golf ball? And I say, hey, if you like it, it works. You know, there's nothing wrong with it. My big thing with the E6, why it's at 60, why it's not higher, is because 9-iron performance, 7-iron performance, 5 hybrid performance, all, again, like we just talked about, pretty good. I mean, not outstanding, not eye-popping, but pretty good, right? But again, no spin. Really, really, really low spin across the board. And it's one of those things where if I say, okay, it's 2 or 3 yards further than my average, that's awesome. But then it has, you know, 500, 600 RPM less spin. Well, that's like 4 or 5 yards of distance right there. So I have to calculate it and say, okay, it really isn't further. It's just not having any spin. And so again, low spin. If you're an E6 player, again, not to go back to Snell, I'm not a Snell fanboy, but the 2.0 right now with a urethane cover, you can't beat the value for what you're giving. For what you're getting, I would give that a try for sure. So as you can see in this list, there was a lot of just not bad, right? You saw me kind of doing this a lot, and you know, not bad, it's not good, it's not. That's kind of what we do when we get into the 60s. Now, as you saw, it's not that these golf balls shouldn't be recommended. They probably fit somebody's game. If you're a big Bridgestone person and you like a two-piece golf ball, yeah, the E6 works. Absolutely, you can play with it. If you're someone who wants to use direct-to-consumer and you want to support small business, but again, you need a really soft, super senior golf ball, absolutely, the 2.0 is awesome. You should give it a try. But again, it's not one of these golf balls that I can just clearly, without a doubt, say, hey, across the board, this thing is awesome, you got to play it. And so that's why these are in the 60s. So now that we get into the 50s, we're getting into more of, okay, yeah, 50s, these are going to have, some good stats, maybe even a couple of them that have some eye-popping stats, but they have something still wrong. There's still something that's not quite there because they're still in the bottom 50. Guys, as always, keep watching, keep saving, keep learning. Thank you to Magic Mind. Once again, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you helping me out and sticking with me and, helping get this channel under control. I take any help I can get when it comes to this channel because you guys are the best viewers. I want to produce more content. I want to produce better content. And anything that can help, even if it's just a little bit, I'll take it. So thank you again, Magic Mind. Thank you again, you. I will see you for 59 through